Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, the host of Forbes True Crime. Joining me now is John H. Richardson, author of Luigi, The Making and the Meaning. John, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I want to start off by saying that Luigi Mangione is innocent until proven guilty, and both of his state and federal cases haven't even gone to trial yet. But the crime he was accused of committing, the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson, was one of the most high-profile cases in the last year, really it seems in the last decade. So to start off the conversation, why was now the time for you to write your book, and what drew you into the case to begin with?
Well, I mean, as soon as the case occurred and it was a subject of national interest, and I'm part of the nation, so I was interested too, reading about it. And the initial things were about healthcare and all of that, so that was intriguing and just following it as a person. But when the Kaczynski stuff came up, I was like, oh gosh.
In the book, there's a lot of mention of Ted Kaczynski, who is known as the Unabomber, and people who have been, at least in part, inspired by him and his manifesto. And you corresponded with Kaczynski for years. What similarities have you seen with his crimes and his person, Ted Kaczynski, as well as the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson and the alleged suspect who was charged for these crimes and, like I said before, innocent until proven guilty, Luigi Mangione?
They're quite different. Kaczynski killed computer store owners. He sent bombs to technology people, to scientists at universities and things like that. And Mangione explicitly did not want to kill, as he put it, innocents. He didn't use a bomb because, as Kaczynski did, because he thought it might catch some stranger on the street that had nothing to do with this. He also said that Kaczynski was a terrorist, which Mangione said is the worst thing that you can be. He saw what he was doing, apparently, assuming it's all the police accounts are accurate, he saw what he was doing as more of a revolutionary act.
And so to that point, then, I think that's one of the key differences here. Why do you think Ted Kaczynski keeps being brought up into this conversation when we're talking about Luigi Mangione?
Well, it's because he himself referred to Kaczynski. Kaczynski was a fan, he wrote the Unabomber Manifesto, and he was famously concerned about technology and how it was getting bigger and bigger and more out of control. And he thought that we had to have a revolution to stop technology from getting worse because the crash would just be worse when the crash came. Um, um, so, I mean, Luigi Mangione seems to have had a lot of similar concerns, and he said, as so many have said, that Kaczynski was very accurate in his predictions. That a lot of his predictions were coming true. This is a very commonplace thing. Famous technologists and like Bill Joy said the same thing 20 years ago, that his predictions were coming true. It's his diagnosis. I mean, it's his prescription, not his predictions, that is the problem, which is like crash the industrial society, technology society, cause mass starvation, destroy the industrial system. That's where you get into problems, and it's not really clear where Mangione falls on all that. All of his material has not been released. He seems to be concerned about the capitalist implications of healthcare, in that he did it at an investors conference. He wanted to emphasize that it was a money thing, that it was a big business. So I mean, does that overlap with Kaczynski's concerns about AI? I mean, Mangione has some concerns about AI. It's not sure that he's a doomer on that. So there's still a lot that's not clear, but there's quite a divergence between the two guys, and there's quite an overlap as well.